is they're going to pick and strategize for game number 2. I'm back, of course, with Black, Merlini, and Waga. Gentlemen, game 2 draft is underway here. It looks like MVP have snagged up Milady Mirana along with the Faceless Void, while Fnatic, they get the Slardar and the Riki.
Lineup with Sven is going to block a lot of that, so MVP for me.
Sounds great. Let's get game 2 started, and we'll send it over to our casters on the sidelines right now. It's Lord Dake and Manila Mott.
Everything to deal with all of this physical damage from Fnatic. And so with this draft, MVP not nearly outdrafted as hard as they were in game number 1. But like you said, Fnatic, they just need to win one more, and then they will secure themselves top 4 here at TI6. A lot at stake with, of course, both these teams coming into this game, LD. It should be hopefully an exciting one. A lot of team fight, a lot of run at you from both teams. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, this should be a great matchup. For Fnatic, they are running the Dusa. It's a hero that I would say they, more than any other team, introduced back into the meta, but where we've generally seen the Medusa is paired with the Drow Ranger to help ensure her laning stage, give her that extra last hitting. They don't have the Drow this time. I feel like they felt compelled to pick a carry that could counter Chrono because they ran away with the series and Universe was just able to do whatever he wanted, and the same was mostly true in this draft. Stonegaze can be decent, but I feel like MVP, much more well-rounded draft. The only slight concern I have is will they execute it, since clearly it's not their normal style, but yeah, I am also liking MVP's draft right now if they execute, and think they should be in good shape.
I mean, the thing is also about Fnatic's draft is that they've run Medusa before without the Drow Ranger. It's not that they're not capable of doing it. They've done the Terrorblade Medusa before as well, so they have, of course, Mushi on this hero, and he's very, very good with it, but again, it remains to be seen if he can pump out the damage in the early game especially. Right now we'll see a bit of a pull from Ohaiyo. He'll take the creep wave down from bottom and bring it under his tower. That tier 1 in that bottom lane, and then of course we'll keep our eyes on top as it looks like it's going to be a 2 for 2, 2 against 2, as Febby will throw out the Ignite onto DJ and just do some early harass here.
Yeah, so first Sentry Ward getting dropped by Fnatic in the mid lane, but it does fail to D-ward MVP. They tucked the ward, their own Sentry up on the left side of the cliff, so as a result, Mirana will have some intel when Riki moves in, but only when she's close to her hill. Still see Kyo getting pressured quite a bit. Sentry Ward battle is always important versus a Riki. So far, advantage there to MVP. As for this top lane, Shadow Shaman, he's a pretty weak laning support in a 2v2. He's still now even worse for MVP if they try to go. Fnatic will know. They have the lane ward.
Ohaiyo's a Blink Dagger. He has his Blink Slithering Crush ready. They could go on this if they want to. But the Chrono comes out, it hits onto 2. The arrow will come through, it'll hit on a mid-1. And 343 will not die first. There's going to be the Purifying Flames Forge instead. Blade Fury coming out. Is it enough damage? Mid-1 just trying to escape. Bashed up and brought down.
RNG Gaming for MVP. This has been a source of many a comeback for them. Can they find it here? Stonegaze a bit late, but they look to kill off the Sven. He will die to that last nuke. Salvaged by the Dusa. Forev backing away. Still 3 heroes dropping for Fnatic. MVP, I mean, on top as far as numbers go, though they do lose their most farm hero, but Ohaiyo, he's not done yet.
The 2-man crush the Mystic Snake. The arrow will hit Ohaiyo. Forev, time walks away. They're not done yet. Ohio's still rather tanky, and Kyo doesn't have the damage to deal with this. They just want to get out for MVP, and it looks like they might, but no. Ohaiyo says no. Another crush, another blanket, another kill for Fnatic as Mushi picks it up.
And that was when they had the ultimate advantage, so overall trade, still I think MVP's okay with it, but they're by no means delighted.
QO's out of the smoke screen now.
No leap.
Oh, he's got leap in 3. He walks back into the silence, and he will only further his death. And again, shut down before getting anywhere close to that Aghanim Scepter. Although he does have 2 components, he's just still not there yet.
Mirana is going to have a very late egg. Sven being denied his Ancients for the most part, now is starting to stack them, but generally at this point an unchecked Sven will have cleared at least 1 quad stack. It's not been the case. You can see again 343 constantly vigilant around this area, and MidOne working towards a Battle Fury. So at some point Fnatic won't just be stopping the Sven from farming Ancients. If they win a fight, they'll be stealing the stack as well, with also a Dusa who can kill it off. Mushi grabbing a tier 1 top. The next thing for Fnatic is taking the tier 1 bottom, and then once they've done that, the way to Roshan will lie open. Grabbing an Aegis for this lineup is really big, and they're quite good at taking Roche.
The amplified damage will help. Again, it tried that for MVP Phoenix with QO last game. Was it successful? If MVP Phoenix can have that same effect on Fnatic, would be huge, but
they're going to go now, I think. They have wards.
There are no tier 1 towers to TP into. I mean, they have the tier 2 bottom, obviously. They can contest Roshan. if they decide to go for it, if Fnatic head over into that general direction. But it looks like they're just going to keep pushing out bottom first and foremost.
There's a DD on Dusa, level 2 amp damage. This is going to be a very quick Roche. MVP should probably be able to read the move, but the bigger question is, do they feel like they can take a fight around the pit? Stone Gaze is a great answer to Chronosphere if you get it off. Dusa also has Lincolns now. And you're fighting without vision towards the pit, but MVP,
Go for it.
They've never been afraid of a fight, Maud. They won't be afraid of this one.
The amp damage, the crits coming out from the Juggernaut, and that's it. MidOne will grab the Aegis, but 3-4-3. It's a Moonlight Shadow. I don't know if he saw his squad. He probably broke the
They
smoke.
have that lane ward mid. MVP, this move has been read, and they're already too late anyway.
And they even used the dust. They thought the Riki was nearby. A little bit too late for that from Forev. They did drop the Serpent wards coming out from the Shaman, but I don't know if they know that. It was in the pit. You should guess, I suppose, when you're going for Roche with this lineup that Serpent wards are going to be used, but I don't think that matters. Fnatic, they certainly don't care. They want to keep their aggression up, but they're going to head over down to this bottom lane as everyone's trying to escape from MVP Phoenix one by one.
They might catch Febby on the way out. No, they scratched that. They're waiting for the team to congregate. Are bringing the Juggernaut as well. He's now completed a Battle Fury. Mushi already with the Lincoln's grab up to 1,200 gold. I worry a bit for MVP just because they don't, like, not only have your carries been shut down, but you don't have, like, natural counters for Medusa. There's no anti-mage this game as QO narrowly dodging the gank bottom. They don't have an anti-mage. The Void is not really farming all that well, so going for Diffusal Blade Manta is a slow build-up. No Necrobook carrier. That's the other thing we've often seen as a solution to Medusa. Or you just have to shut her down in the laning stage. But having not done any of those things, Dusa is going to be a bulwark in these fights. Even if you hit the perfect chrono, like, will they have the follow-up burst? Maybe with the Mirana eggs, if you get the quadruple Starstorm, but you still have to worry about the Jug. You still have to worry about the Slardar.
It's all RNG, it feels like, for MVP Phoenix every time. Again, with the quadruple Starstorm this time and the time lock procs coming out from the Void. But
yeah, they even needed the double bash top to get the kill there much earlier, but it's not like the draft was RNG reliant. It's just more, at this point, it feels like because they're behind, they might need it to get kills. While Fnatic move in mid, they want Forev, but DuBu is behind him. Could be a good opportunity to turn around.
That false promise ready and waiting is Ohaiyo. Not only him, but another hero situated. And they're all three going in. They will actually see DuBu and go, and they immediately burst him down. And Forev will have to time walk away, but he's already going up to the north, heading towards that top rune spot. He's going to find a bounty rune, not the rune he wanted, but Ohaiyo getting ready for another crush. And almost in range, and there it is. Moonlight Shadow, but they have the amp damage up. Forev still can time walk away, but not if he gets shackled up. Looks like it will be to kill the Omni/LD, and I don't think they're done yet.
That cloud was so good. Sven blinks in, wanting to turn the fight, but he walks into the cloud. Then the crush as well. FP could be dropping here too. They slice down the Sven, turn him into shish kebab. It's 4, might be 5, a triple for MidOne. And oh, by the way, did I mention there's a Medusa in this game? Mushi just ignoring the fight, hitting the tower mid. That's their hard carry, not even coming to the fight, and still they get 4.
They would have gotten 5
worse.
if there wasn't a haste rune on QO. That's the only thing, I think, in that situation that saved them. 4 heroes dying in this situation. It was already bad beforehand. Now Fnatic, looks like they'll try to find this tier 2 tower and probably be successful in doing so. The lead will get worse and worse. However, QO does pick up the Aghanim Scepter, and we've seen games turned around with this item, although...
Yeah, Oracle and that earlier kill. So here's the chrono. Hold that thought. Catches down DJ, but the Stone Gaze to disengage. Where's the follow-up damage? Mirana can't even walk into it. They might get the DJ kill. No! Crush! Amp! He lives for now. Finally will fall. Forev forced to run away. But that's all they've gotten so far, Mon.
Mushi getting chased down the Stormhammer. A great crush and smokescreen on top. Can they stop this push forward? Dust is up. They'll find 3-4-3. They want another kill, and they might find it. The jump out again. The blink strikes. They will bring down Mushi, the more important target.
And they get the bash up Riki too! Oh, the RNG for MVP. MidOne now trying to retreat. He's the Aegis carry, but if they kill him once, you better believe they can kill him twice. It's that MVP magic right when they need it. Could be 4 heroes. The crush from Ohaiyo again, trying to save the day. Now the 4-step back, but the chase is on.
Stormhammer, they don't need the bash. The Fortune said they'll bring down MidOne, and they are looking for Ohaiyo. All of a sudden, MVP diving tier 1s, looking for more kills, and they will just barely miss on Ohaiyo as he blinks up to the high ground. But what a turnaround. A lot of gold going the way of MVP, and just at the right time. They say we're not done yet. We're forcing game number 3. We're going to try our best to get there.
This team is the living definition of give them an inch and they'll take a mile. My God. A Chrono that didn't even look that good, barely manages to kill up the Shadow Shaman, then barely the Void gets away. If it's an even net worth game, it's at worst for MVP, it's an even game, and I feel like late game, if they get to that point, Forev goes for the Diffusal Manta build. You have a very far Mirana. Sven scales pretty hard. They might even just have the straight up edge.
It's looking like it might get to that point. At the beginning of the game, there was almost a 10,000 net worth lead at its peak for Fnatic. After that team fight, it's down to 5,000. And of course, now with KeyArena having this Aghanim Scepter, he farms even faster. Not to mention this Sven taking stacks. Although they did lose their ancient stack about a minute ago, Mushi came in there and contested it, was able to take down all of the creeps. MVP will go for another smoke though, and this time they might be successful again.
3-4-3 though, great positioning. He's going to reveal this one, but they still find it opening. The Chrono on 2. DJ caught out. They're going to lose the roster. Then the bench on Ohaiyo. He might drop as well. He will.
Now MidOne in trouble, has to use his Blade Fury to get away. Mushi, will they dive under the tower again? Another basket for it. This time the Stone Gaze is out. They have the healing ward up for it, getting low. Will not be able to time long, and they will get up here with the Omni Slash. Mushi says, I'll turn this around. I've got the ultimate, and they're looking for more.
Mushi playing the carry here. Febby, no, he's going to end up getting away, but MidOne will get sniped by KeyArena. Can he make it out though? Pound leaping away, and now the chase. They don't have much catch from these two. I think KeyArena escapes. Man, that Stone Gaze. They almost didn't even get the kill there on the Void. Like a half second quicker to turn around. He probably just time walks out and escapes. You do see the natural synergy between Medusa and Juggernaut here. Stone Gaze into the Omni Slash. Incredible physical damage if they can combo it. But MVP still trading kills from a deficit. We'll be happy with this overall series of exchanges. Granted, they lost some carries, but they're at least able to find kills and apply pressure. And I think just momentum and emotion-wise, that's a game where MVP feel a whole lot more comfortable than if it's some AFK farm fest. That's just not MVP Dota.
I think they came out ahead in terms of the numbers. It's very slight on that graph, you could see, but it is a bit of an edge. And any little edge they will take, they'll take to their advantage. It's just dealing with Mushi now on that Stone Gaze. When it's up, not into the pit hour.
Good positioning by MVP here, though, and they're going to nail the Chrono, catching out 2.
3-4-3 might be the first to drop. Stormhammer will finish him off. There's the Super Wards. DuBu caught by them and taking plenty of damage. False Promise not there in time, but Ohio's looking for more, and here comes MidOne.
They didn't have the follow-up damage into that Chrono. We're just not seeing the Mirana combination, but a nice snipe there with the arrow. Unfortunately, Medusa still getting the kill in the Oracle. Wards got dropped outside the pit. I don't think they need the wards to take Roshan. It just makes it easier for Fnatic. Now the amp damage, the Juggernaut hits quite hard, and hell, a DD rune. The RNG god smiling on Fnatic.
Why not? Why not give him the DD to go to Roche again? And again, the Serpent Wards were dropped, but also Chronosphere was used as well. And they'll blink in time dilation to the high ground. Stone Gaze forced out. Ohaiyo comes in with the crush. Forev still Nano ready, but now MP.
Oh, DJ, he blinks and he goes Scepters right as MP. The supports looking for kills behind them, the Void farming and setting up team fights, and instead they're getting caught out.
The Courier was there, DuBu getting items delivered, and now the Chrono misses. Forev has to just get out now.
Oh, they're in trouble. DuBu getting run down, the Moonlight Shadow used to disengage. The dust is there. Maybe they can turn this. 3-4-3 popped instantly. The crush gets dodged by the BKB, but Mushi zones them all back. Now turning on the Juggernaut, Omni Slash already committed. Basically all the big spells down. That's where Mirana can take over as KeyArena rushing after the Medusa wants to hurt her away and find the backliners. It's Ohaiyo down next. MVP, they take 3 after an airball Chrono. Maybe Forev just needs to keep on missing.
That somehow worked out in their favor. Maybe it was the Omni Slash coming out that MidOne just couldn't quite get a hold of. It went to like 3 or 4 different targets and got shared equally by the members of MVP at this point. So they lose 3 heroes because KeyArena came in the back line. He was able to grab another. I think that was DJ that he picked off. And Mushi just couldn't output the damage. He wasn't close enough to the members of MVP Phoenix to find kills. And they're going to turn this into a Tier 1 tower. And yeah, Tier 1's still alive at this point. It's not great, but it will secure them even more gold going their way.
Arrow's going to be possibly shot here by KeyArena. Just walks up to the building. They move on to Mushi, trying to take objectives, and they do have good heroes for killing them off as Juggernaut chases forward. Febby, 4 staff out. Will TP away. Dusa not grabbing the Scotty. The main issue with this Medusa build is if you don't have a Drow Ranger, you just don't hit very hard. You can kind of be ignored in fights.
MidOne, it
and also
like
purge off the amp damage, so it's quite a nice pickup.
And it also felt like Fnatic have needed some tools to be able to chase. There's a lot of forces. There's a lot of ways for MVP to escape and get out. The scouting will help. Like, here's the smoke from MVP looking to interrupt the high ground. They might find 343 or Ohaiyo.
It's the Riki again out in front. Notice 343 always positioned to try to scout these smokes, but he will get caught and he will pay.
Here's the chrono for one. Riki down for 36 seconds. It's not the biggest pickup, but a kill is a kill for MVP Phoenix, and now they have the numbers advantage if they want to continue on here.
Smoke cloud is a pretty important part of the Fnatic team fight, as there's only the one BKB at this point and one Force Staff, so a well-placed cloud can be a team fight winner. And thus you don't see Fnatic that confident to move in. Good timing on the smoke there. Roshan Aegis now reclaimed.
That Shadow, there's two heroes in that top lane, but MidOne and DJ, they get caught out. MP looking for the Stormhammer. They get the bash up from Forev. There's going to be the God Strength, but MP slowed down by the defuse, but they get the bash again from Forev, and QO finishes it off with that Star Storm.
This is the power of Void. He's 7k down on the Juggernaut, but you wouldn't know it. He's the one man fighting with a level 4 Bloodlust. Void, Sven, these guys hit hard in the late game, and to back them up, they have the magic damage of Mirana, of multicast. We can see QO building into an Ethereal Blade next. Shotgun is fantastic against heavy right-click damage, either to just prevent that hero from hitting you, to protect yourself. So it's great against Slardar, it's great against Stonegaze.
The top lane.
Oh, leading with a Dusa with a cheese and this amount of farm. It's going to be tough to deal with it now. MP, ooh, breaking the smoke.
Everyone's blinking which way. They don't know where to go.
Slardar's going to flank, though.
They found Febby. That's it, though, for the time being. Fire Blast does get off. Ohaiyo has the BKB chrono on it, too, and they're both on the edge. Ohaiyo will fall first, and now Mushi, very tanky, but can he survive this? The Omnic Slash going through. It's not enough damage, though, here, LD.
It's really doing nothing against the Warcry. Oh, that Sven, man, he hits hard. MP just with one swoop, forcing it back. Now the Shackles, not enough to kill up QO. Flanking on the backside, the Dire Courier goes down. A train wreck of a fight for Fnatic. Losing 2, losing an Aegis, dropping the wards for naught. And then
Forev.
the Courier with 6k net worth as well. At least they get Forev. A magnificent fight overall from MVP if they get out.
They need to leave.
The key thing that really hurt them there was Slardar did not BKB before jumping in. And Ohaiyo, instead of getting off a crush and likely killing the Ogre, he ends up getting chronoed and just dying instantly. Also, notice that MidOne does nothing in these fights. He's ahead of every single MVP hero net worth, but they're just so immune to physical damage. If it's the Sven you're ulting, you're not killing him without a Stone Gaze. And meanwhile, MVP have great magic damage, something Fnatic aren't particularly well equipped to handle. So they're again just fighting around the Dusa, ignoring Mushi in fights, and so far, it seems to be working for MVP. They get rid of the Aegis, they're still cheese, but they're keeping this game very close, Mod. And they did that outside of the base, too.
I think the Courier was bringing out the Basher for the Juggernaut, I believe, on MidOne.
It had a Basher, and it had Abyssal Blade recipe, and the Vitality Booster.
So an Abyssal Blade might have been huge in that engagement.
It's basically the whole Abyssal Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have been a difference maker.
Again, though, like you said, it's just the armor coming out from MVP is huge. Febby, though, about to get jumped on the smoke screen. This is not a huge pick, but he doesn't have buyback, and that might be the most important thing. It is 4 versus 5 now for at least 53 seconds.
It's pretty big. Like, just for Bloodlust, Ogre offers a lot. When you have 2 hard-hitting melee carries.
They still have that cheese, by the way, on Mushi. They did lose the Aegis, but...
This is almost an Aegis on Dusa. Like, the chances that they will be able to kill her without her popping it are pretty slim.
I mean,
they would have to save the chrono for quite late into the fight.
They almost need that Daedalus on Sven, which I think he has got a Demon Edge. But now, coming in Forev, no Chronosphere yet. QO, Starstorm pushing back this creep wave. Arrow hits onto Mushi, though. I don't know how long. Yeah, that duration's just not long enough at this point.
They still don't even have the healing ward. A very slow siege, but Fnatic do get some chip damage while the Ogre's dead.
Chip damage is right. It's a very small amount of damage on that tower, but it is a start. If they really want to be able to push into this base, taking that tier 3 tower down is the most important things they can do. But again, MVP, they still have, again, we've talked about it, great late game. They have the magic damage. Now they're getting an MKB for MP. No Daedalus, but That butterfly is now countered by MP's, the Sven's pickup of that item.
Good job kiting him, and they kind of gave him the Dusa treatment there. All the previous fights, MVP have ignored Dusa, killed everyone else, and then gone back for the Dusa. This fight, they just ignore the Sven by kiting him while they kill the backliners, then go back for him.
They will find the cheese onto Ohaiyo, keeping him alive after the Ethereal Blade coming out with a Dagon. There's the Chrono onto 2. They will go for 3-4-3.
What a perfect little nook for QO, but it's not good enough.
Oh, that one last Blade Fury proc. MidOne goes back and he makes sure he gets that kill.
Now they have no Chrono for high ground defense, Mott.
They have buybacks. They're going to have to use them, but yeah, you're right. No Chrono, and that's one of the biggest abilities on cooldown now for 79 seconds. And they will get the crush up onto Forev. He gets forced away, but he will fall. Starstorm not doing nearly enough, and Mushi is just tanking up the front line, going to work with a split shot. He wants his tower, he wants the game, he wants the series.
He's on his own, though. Backup needs to come. It's in the form of DJ. He arrives, and QO, despite the false promise, is dead like 10 times over at this point.
My lord. I think he brought back as well. QO will burst down dead for 2 minutes with no buyback.
I think they killed him at TI7 with that one as well.
Oh my, he is deader than dead. They're gonna head bottom at this point. MP will try to clear out the creep waves mid. He's got that God strength back up. Again, no Daedalus to be able to have that 1 or 2 big swings. And even with that, Mushi still has the mana shield to go to work with, not to mention the Scotty, all of that. Ohaiyo jumps in first, however. False promise used on Febby. MidOne will go with the Omni Slice. Is it enough? They're already going to work. There's the Stone Gaze. MP getting kited, and MVP getting routed as well. MP cannot afford a death here, and he's about to go down.
Oh, with that Abyssal Blade and the Stone Gaze, the Scotty slow, Sven, all these items, no ability to hit. One swing of the sword brought 3 heroes down to half, but there was no follow-up. They've not managed to combo the Chrono with the God Strength this game. Just haven't found the big team fight execution they needed. Fnatic, now the Chrono, it's a good one.
And he's on the edge. He's not in the Chronosphere. He doesn't have God's strength, though. It's not enough. The great Stormhammer onto 2. MidOne's low, and he will get brought down. Not done yet. 3-4-3 getting chased. And it looks like Mushi has to do this all on his own, but MidOne buys back and TP's in.
Looks to rejoin the fight. MP standing his ground, but the shackles from DJ. Stretch Armstrong from the Philippines has a message for you, MP, and there it is. GG. Fnatic continue their rampage through the lower bracket. Guaranteed top 4, and with a win in their next series, it would be the first time a Southeast Asian team has made it to the top 3 since Orange back at TI3. What a run this has been, and what a showing from Fnatic. I really felt like MVP could have had that game.
They were close a couple of those times, and it was that one fight top, I feel like that really, it didn't do them in, but it certainly didn't help. It was the God Strength coming out from the Sven. They had to back away. They lost a couple of heroes in the process. They didn't need to take the fight.
Great
Fnatic
showing for
out.
both these teams, Mott. They really left it all on the stage, and Southeast Asia as a region has to be so proud of their teams. 3 in the top 8, 1 in the top 4, with a chance still at first place. Fnatic, with all the momentum they've gained, is becoming a very scary team, and honestly, facing DC, I think those 2 teams will be very evenly matched. Should be a great series.
That's a toss-up to me. I don't know who comes out on top. I feel like Fnatic, again, they have yet to drop a game on the main stage, LD. That is insane. Fnatic is a team that a lot of people had coming in